Behind every horror legend lies a truth, and sometimes that truth is stranger, sadder, and far more human than the fiction built around it. Netflix's Monster. The Ed Gein Story has reignited the fascination with one of America's most disturbing figures. But how much of what you watched actually happened? And how much was Hollywood horror? Let's start with the basics. Ed Gein wasn't the prolific serial killer pop culture paints him to be. In reality, he was convicted for just 2 murders: Mary Hogan in 1954 and Bernice Worden in 1957. When police entered his quiet Plainfield, Wisconsin farmhouse, they didn't find a mass graveyard. They found something worse, a museum of nightmares. Human skin furniture, masks made from faces, and even what he called a woman's suit. These weren't props from a movie set. They were real, pulled straight from nearby graveyards. The series nails this detail horrifyingly accurately. The show also gets this right. Ed's world revolved around one person, his mother, Augusta Gein. Fanatically religious, controlling, and deeply mistrustful of women, she filled Ed's head with guilt, fear, and twisted devotion. When she died in 1945, something in Ed broke. Investigators, and later psychologists, called her death the match that lit the fuse. Netflix's Monster captures that toxic relationship painfully well. The manipulation, the isolation, the blind obedience. Where Monster truly shines is showing how Gein's crimes rippled through cinema. Norman Bates, Leatherface, Buffalo Bill, all of them owe something to Plainfield's reclusive killer. The show even visualizes Gein imagining himself as these characters, merging reality and fantasy in unsettling ways. That's creative liberty done right. Not rewriting history, but exploring why his madness still echoes through our pop culture. But then, the line between truth and fiction starts to blur. In Monster, Gein is shown killing his brother, Henry, with a log, a jealous rage sparked by their mother's influence. Chilling scene, but it's not proven. In reality, Henry died in a brush fire in 1944. Though police found bruises on his head, the death was ruled accidental, asphyxiation. Speculation? Sure. Murder? Never confirmed. The show leans into the myth for drama's sake. The series also imagines Ed having a romantic relationship with Bernice Worden, and even creates a fictional girlfriend named Adeline Watkins. That's pure invention. The real Ed Gein never had romantic or sexual relationships. He claimed his mother's teachings made him terrified of women. His crimes were rooted in obsession, not desire, imitation, not intimacy. Then there's the Marvel-style crossover subplot. Gein helping the FBI hunt Ted Bundy and inspiring other killers through fan letters. Looks cinematic? Definitely. Real? Not even close. There's zero evidence of Gein ever corresponding with or advising other criminals. By the time Bundy began his spree, Gein was already locked away in a mental institution. Monster adds fictional victims, hunters killed with a chainsaw, a missing babysitter named Evelyn Hartley, all fiction. Gein was questioned about Hartley's disappearance, but cleared after passing a lie detector test. He was a grave robber, not a hunter of the living. One of the show's most disturbing exaggerations is necrophilia and cannibalism. Gein denied both, saying, quote, "They smelled too bad." It's grotesque, but it's also telling. His acts were driven by delusion and ritual, not lust or hunger. The show leans on shock value here, but reality doesn't need embellishment. It's already nightmare fuel. In the end, Monster. The Ed Gein Story walks a fine line, balancing psychological truth with sensational fiction. It captures the lonely, haunted soul of Ed Gein, but often decorates his horror with Hollywood blood. Maybe that's fitting, because in America's darkest myths, fact and fiction often wear the same skin.